Hi, welcome to Full Stack Builder. In May of this year, I have gotten job offer from Google and Amazon. Getting both of them at the same time is a little surprise to me. In the industry, we know that both companies are very big. They are trillion-dollar company, thriving businesses, and they have popular products. Products like Gmail, YouTube, Amazon e-commerce, and AWS. They all impact billions of users around the world. Both companies also have difficult interviews, and between the two, Google has smaller acceptance rate and is also regarded as harder to get into than Harvard. I know that getting these two top offers are not easy and common. I did a reflection on what I did right and make this happen. Now, there are many good advice strategy out there that will also work, and you could land job at Google, Amazon, or even getting multiple offers. In this video, I'm going to show you my perspective on what I did, and hopefully it inspires you to prepare your interviews and land jobs and beyond. Now, tip number one, without wasting any time, I'm going to give it to you, is learn algorithmic patterns. Right here, for what I'm going to say, could be your career turning point. For people who have known me, I've been hosting coding interview meetups in Silicon Valley for years, and from my observation, there are two groups of people in how they prepare for coding interviews. The first group is the largest, where people would try to practice several hundreds of coding questions and try to remember and learn from the answers. The mindset here is that hopefully in the interviews, these questions show up and be able to solve them in no time. Does this work? Yes, sometimes. And it also depends on what type of company you are interviewing with. If you are interviewing the big tech companies where they have similar interview process, the success rate and efficiency are actually quite low. Why is that? Because most of the time you will focus on quantity over quality. You may rush through the process and tend to look at the discussion or solution quickly. Also, when you are solving a problem, you are likely not thinking about other options, trade-offs, or runtime complexity. At the end of the day, it doesn't help you to develop your ability to solve problems authentically. The second group of people focuses on learning algorithmic patterns. This is the method that I adopted and recommend. So what is algorithmic patterns? They take on a few forms and are only so many of them. Some examples are solving problem top-down, bottom-up, or by using the divide and conquer strategy. By putting enough time and effort, you will develop your pattern recognition ability in your subconscious. As that's how learning works. The good news is, with deliberate effort, you can make it happen faster. This is how you can learn. Start collecting your own list of patterns. Start a new doc in your computer or on a notebook. For every practice question you do, take a few minutes to contemplate the process. At what point do you get stuck or apply the wrong solution? When do you have the aha moment? What do you figure out? What approach or pattern can you use and apply to future questions? With this method, you will practice far fewer questions. In my case, I practice about 100 plus questions, and in return, I have far lesser stress by not memorizing all those answers. So that's tip number one. When you do that, you are going to save yourself tons of time. And that's important because what you're going to do next is you can use that time and do what I'm going to tell you in tip number two. My tip number two is build a real-world side project. By building a side project, you'll get exposed to skill sets that your full-time job not offering you. There are a couple benefits by building a side project. For me, first, I gained a broad array of development skills, especially in system design. I was involved with architecting and implementing the software product. I learned to be independent in making technical decisions for new and weak problems that I've never encountered before. Second, I get to learn different aspects in a software project like product research and project planning. With that, I get to know my peers' job functions, helps me to work with them better in my full-time job. and allowed me to answer some of the behavioral questions authentically in interviews. Now, coming to the third benefit of building a side project, my confidence in my software development skills actually increases. When I walk into Google and Amazon interviews, I felt calm and confident. I felt that any questions that throw at me, I will be able to answer them. After all, I have prepared well with algorithmic patterns, proved my system design skill with a real product, and involved in different aspects of a software project. At the end of the day, you don't need to build a real-world side project to be successful at interviews. You may gain those skills at your full-time job. This tip number 2 is like preparing your interviews on steroids. If you do it, I'm sure you will increase your chance to get into any company. For the least, you will stand out from applicants and recruiters will notice you. Tip number 3, which is also my last tip, be grateful no matter where you are currently at. The chance is, if you are watching this video, you may be a student, new grad, or a software engineer looking for the next opportunity. You have something to be grateful for. I found that when you are grateful, you will make your journey more pleasant and you will attract like-minded person and luck will come your way. Just like it has happened to me with the Google and Amazon offers. Software industry is a magical place to work in. Do you need to be in big tech companies to be successful? Nope, you don't need to. If you're just starting out of college, by all means, go to the challenging places to optimize your learning. But eventually, you will want to find a pace that works for you and sustainable with your lifestyle. At the end, no amount of money, stocks, options, or Bitcoin will buy you health, time, or family. Talking about which offer to accept, I have a difficult but good problem to solve. Both compensations are similar. The competing teams are Google YouTube and Amazon Advertisement. Both teams have thriving product, good people, and interesting technology. I ended up joining Google YouTube team because at the time of the offer, Google has come out with a new 4 weeks work from anywhere policy and Amazon did not have it. This means that as an immigrant from Malaysia, I could work and spend 4 weeks with my family there, and this is priceless to me. My secondary reason is that I have worked with an advertisement team before at Yahoo, and this time around, I would like to work on a global consumer product with Google. That's all the 3 tips on how I prepare and get the Google and Amazon offers. Comment below with what you think will help you the most. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.